Good morning students. Today we discuss about 11th commerce subject. In this video we discuss a new chapter, that is international business. First we discuss about the concept, meaning and the definition of international business. Today business is growing globally and the need for profit is pushing a large number of business firms into world markets beyond their historical and traditional boundaries. So a global corporation is gaining an increasing acceptance in the business community compared to corporations operating within the geographical limit of a country. These companies are termed as multinational company. So mostly the multinational company are doing the international business because of their need is earning more profit. So definition point of view, Roger Bennett defines international business involve commercial activities that cross national frontiers. So this author says international business is one of the commercial activities doing across the nation. So in international level they are doing the business, whether import or export or import trade. Method of conducting international business, that is exporting and importing. Exporting denotes selling of goods and services from the home country to a foreign country. It is called exporting business. So through the exporting business, the business people, they are doing international business. Similarly, importing refers to the purchasing of goods from the foreign countries to the home country. So contract manufacturing or outsourcing, it connotes a type of international business where a business enters into a contract with one or a few local manufacturers in foreign countries in order to get certain components of goods produced according to its specifications. So it is also called outsourcing or contract manufacturing. Licensing, franchising. Licensing is contractual agreement wherein one firm grants access to its plants, trade secrets or technology to another firm in a foreign country for a fee called royalty. So by way of franchising we can do an international business. So the firm which grant such permission is called licensor or franchisor, and other firm to whom the license is granted is called licensee or franchisee. Joint venture. A joint venture is a business agreement wherein parties agree to develop a new entity and assets, subscribing to equity shares and thereby exercising control over enterprise and consequently sharing revenues, expenses and assets. So it can be established under three different ways. That is joint venture business. That is foreign investors buying an interest in local company. Local firm acquiring an interest in the existing foreign firm. Both the foreign and local firm jointly forming a new enterprise. So these are the three ways of international business by way of joint venture. Foreign direct investments. It means investment made by a company or individual in one country in the business interest in another country in the form of either establishing new business operations or acquiring business assets in the other company. Features of international business. Involvement of countries. International business can take place only when transactions occur across different countries. Use of foreign exchange. Where countries trade with one another it has to exchange the goods and services on the basis of foreign currencies. Local obligations. So foreign trade is to be conducted strictly in accordance with the export and import policy of the country concerned. So the consent of the government is to be mandatorily obtained with reference to export and import of certain goods and services. So by way of legal obligations, we can easily conduct international business. Mostly the foreign trade is to be conducted strictly in accordance with the policy of that country in export and import. Exposure to risk. International business expose huge risk on the parties, that too due to long distances, fluctuation of value of currency, obsolescence, etc. So by this way, there are various risks involved in the international business. Heavy documentation work. While doing the international business necessitates fulfillment of lot of legal formalities. So parties to international business have to execute a number of documents in the matter of conducting international business. Difference in economic environment. The economic environment of countries involved in international business differs significantly in terms of legal framework, institutional setup, monetary, fiscal, and commercial policy, etc. So there are some difference between the each and every country's economic environment. So depends upon that we can do the international business. Rationale behind international business. Unequal distribution of natural resources. So countries across the world are not endowed with the natural resources of various types of equal and equitably. So in other words, the natural resources are unevenly spread across the various nations. So depends upon the natural resources, we can start the international business. So because of the climate conditions and the availability of the natural resource, we can do the international business. Specialization. Certain countries or some geographical areas of a certain country specialize in the production of goods and services due to some natural advantage like abundant availability of skilled labor, favorable climatic conditions, availability of natural resources, and technical know-how. By these natural resources, we can specialize in the international business. Uneven availability of factors of production. Factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, and organization. So based upon these factors of production, we can start and run the international business in each and every country. Cost benefit. Production cost varies significantly among the countries due to the difference in socio-economic, geographical, demographical, technical, and political environment. So based upon that, the cost will be fixed for each and every product which are produced by the business people and doing international business in each and every country. So as a result, some countries are in a better position to produce some goods more economically and efficiently than other countries. So this will make the firms engaged in international business import the goods available at lower price. There are some difference between domestic business and international business. Meaning point of view, domestic business refers to do the business within the nation, but international business is doing the business in foreign countries, one country to another country. Participants in business. People or organization within the country, they will participate in the business activities. But in the case of international business, peoples or organization outside the country will participate. Mobility of factors of production. The factors of production, that is labor, capital, technology, materials, etc., move freely within the country. But in the case of international business, it will move across the boundaries of the country. Nature of consumers. Consumers are relatively homogeneous in nature in terms of culture, behavior, taste, preference, etc. But in the case of international business, consumers are all relatively heterogeneous in nature in terms of culture, behavior, taste, preference, etc. Next, business systems. Domestic business is governed by rules, laws, policies are to be framed within the nation. But in the case of international level, it will differ from one country to another country. So we can follow the rules and the laws and policies based depends upon that country, in which country we are doing international business. Currency used. For domestic trade, we can use the local currencies of the country. But in the case of international business, we can do the business with the settlement of foreign currencies. Mode of transport. The goods involved in domestic business are mainly transported by using roadways and railways. But in the case of international business, we can use airways and waterways mostly to do the international business. Risk exposure. The risk involved in domestic trade is less, but in the case of international trade, it will be high. Scope of market. The scope of market is limited to national boundaries in the country, but in the case of international business, it will vary wide and extend beyond the frontiers of the country. Payment of excess duty. Payment of excess duty involves simple procedures, and it is relatively low in local trade, that is domestic trade. But in the case of international trade, the process of payment of excess is complicated, and the rate of excess duty is also very high. Types of international business. There are three types of international business: export trade, import trade, and entry-port trade. Export trade point of view, when the firm of country sell goods and services to a firm of another country, it is called export trade. So we can sold some goods to other countries. From home country to other foreign country, we are selling the goods. That type of trade is called as export trade. Import trade means when the business firm of a country purchase goods from the another foreign country, it is called import trade. So it is importing means purchase of foreign products and bringing them into the home country. Entry-port trade, when the firm of the country import goods for the purpose of exporting the same goods to some other country with or without making any change in the goods meant for export, it is called as entry-port trade. That is, we are purchasing goods from foreign country and it will be re-export to some other country. That type of trade is called as entry-port trade. With that, we conclude this video session. We can continue the same chapter in next video. Students, you can write all the topics which are taught in this video in the commerce assignment notebook and send the task complete message in the group. Thank you.